Okay, so what I thought I'd do, since I have the capture card all set up and everything, is I thought I'd just hop on over to my other island, and it's on a switch light, so I can't actually do that without flying over on this account. So hopefully he found a flight for Malarkey. Very good. Yes, that's where I want to go. There we go. Put it right over here beside my screen. Because the last time I tried to film this way using Liv's switch, my game went to sleep and kicked me off, and I had to fly back, and it was not fun. So bear with me because I didn't know that I was going to film this, so this island has been, I haven't been on it very much other than to drop stuff off and bring stuff over. So there's probably lots of weeds and tree branches and various other fossils and that sort of thing. I usually do my daily rounds and I clean everything up every day. But I think now that I have 2 islands, I'll still do it every day, but each island will only get cleaned up every 2 days, basically. Once things are settled, I've been investing a lot of time. So you enter Malarkey through this grand entrance, which I adore. Wait, I'm not on the right date here either. How did that happen? I don't even time travel on this island. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, who knows? Anyhow, I went backwards for some reason. Why did I do that? Who knows? Who knows what I was thinking? There was a lot of back and forth over the past several days. Oh my goodness. But this is my main island entrance area. I put some bamboo trees here and here. They're not called bamboo trees. They're called something else. Bamboo grass, that's what they're called. My island flower is pansies on both islands, actually, which I'm not very pleased with because I don't really like pansies, but I do have all these blue pansies here to attract some of those nice fancy butterflies. This is Felicity. Felicity is like one of my favorite villagers. I adore, maybe she's my very favorite. I just adore her. She's so snazzy and she's like so full of herself, but in the sweetest little way. Like, I don't know how she does it, but she's just, oh, I love her. You know, Tracy, they've got another name. It's Deserted Island Relocator. Oh, okay, I didn't know that was my other name. So, of course, we have Re-Ment here as well. Oops, I meant to talk to Re-Ment. I didn't mean to pester you, Felicity. Sorry about that. Re-Ment. Hello, my man. Nice. Okay. So when we go over here past this waterfall, this is my house. I installed this lovely rainbow garden, which I adore rainbow gardens, so I had to put one right here by my house. I love having my house be so close to nooks, cranny, and residential services and the airport. It's just so easy. I really love it. And this is the shopping area. My island is very laggy because there's a lot of stuff on my island. So we have this little nook, this little book nook right here is what I call it. You can have a seat and have a look at some books. And then we have some sewing and clothing themed items here outside of the Able Sisters. Oh, it looks like there's a cat trying to get out upstairs. I must have shut the door by accident. So then we have Able Sisters right here and a little seating area across from it. And then this is the Nooks Cranny area, and it's actually not decorated the way that I would like it to be. I do want it to be very red and blue, but it's a little bit too red and blue right now. I have these blue arcade chairs that I put here because I didn't have the recipe yet for the log I want to put the log couch here actually. I don't have the recipe for the log couch, but I do have the recipe for the log chair. So I think I'm going to put 2 log chairs here for now until I can get the log couch or sofa or whatever it's called. And so basically I just dumped all of my blue and red stuff that I had right here. And I think it's a little bit too much, but it's fine for now. I wanted to continue the blue and red theme, but I didn't have blue and red helmets. I keep checking my Able Sisters store for blue and red helmets, but they keep not showing up. I have blue bikes here, so I put those here. So this is like a bike rental place. I know that the helmets kind of get in the way. I don't have enough beach here to really place things the way that I'd like to, but what I might do is put the helmets behind and put the bikes in front, and that might help. And then over here is another little rental area for swimming gear and surfboards. And then if you go down here, you will see can I pick that? Oh yeah, I can. My restaurant. And the inside of the restaurant is really I've neglected it. Like I started dumping things the way that I design areas is I start by just loading the space up with as much stuff as I can think of. Yeah, see, there's cockroaches in here because, how do I get those? I think I just have to run over them with my feet. There we go. I start by just dumping stuff in a space and then I organize it and get rid of stuff. That's just the way that my mind works. So I have that kind of main area that's like a diner, and then this was going to be like the birthday party room, but then I got this table and I thought, oh, maybe I want this to be like a fancy eating room. So I kind of obviously haven't decided which thing to do with that room. And then I think there's bathrooms over here. What is over here? I'm stuck. I think this is bathrooms. The kitchen is nice in here, so I'll show you the kitchen. Yeah, it's just bathrooms, and I didn't do a really great job with it. Kitchen is nice, so I'll show you the kitchen. And then upstairs, I just have wedding stuff. I'll show you that too, just to make it be thorough. We're already 8 minutes into this video, but maybe I'll cut out the part where I'm traveling. So this is my kitchen. And obviously the woodblock table doesn't need to be there, and neither does the other table, but I wanted it to have a real industrial look like a restaurant kitchen, so I took this from my own house and put it into the restaurant. Because this is my husband's account. This house is supposed to be on his account, but he doesn't play, so I play for him. I went to go upstairs. Anyhow, the upstairs is all wedding stuff, and you know what that looks like. We've all been to the wedding island too many times. So yeah, funny that my wood stove isn't on. There we go, that's better. So I really fell in love with this dishes set when I saw that you could customize the unglazed dishes to all these beautiful sets of dishes, and I really loved this set, so I made a little outdoor cafe area with it. And I like using the clothing as like almost stand-in characters. So there's the host who's going to take your reservation for you and give you a seat. Oh, right. So I didn't replace a design code. This is a design code error right here. That's not supposed to look like that. And that's Greta. She's another really underrated villager who I really love her. She's kind of sweet. And her house is gorgeous. I'm going to show you her house. She's worth having just for her house. Ugh, you won't be able to go inside because she's out here, but oh, her house is so nice. So we're going to circle around. Well, which way are we going to go? Let's go up this way since we're over here. So behind Nook's Cranny, I've got just a little bit of a garbage recycling area here. And there's a fan, like an outdoor air conditioner thing. And then we have a dog park, which I just thought was kind of cute and funny. I think my daughter saw it on Instagram and sent me a picture of it, and I was like, I have to do that. So I have for some reason, I have all kinds of plushies. Like they keep falling from the sky, And so I customized them to be all different because a lot of them were this black one. But I customized them to all be different and put them in here and just put a bunch of random stuff that I thought would make good dog park stuff. I don't have a dog, but I do in Animal Crossing World. And then this area isn't really, like, I'm not 100% happy with this area. This is my little pottery area. Again, I used that unglazed dishes set, but I kept it unglazed this time. And I'm using the smoker as a kiln. And I like it. It's, I don't know, it's not, I don't love it, but I like it. This is my garden area and my garden center. And I made this a long time ago. It was one of the first things that I did that I felt really good about, where I was like, oh, all these things look so nice together. And when I moved my island around, I made like major renovations. And when I moved it around, I moved everything else and I thought, I'll move that garden center last and I'll just take a picture of it and I'll completely recreate it in a new spot. But when I moved everything around, it actually worked just where it was. Like, as I built up around the museum here, and because this used to all be flat, the wall that I'm looking at right now used to be flat. As I built that up, I thought, oh, that's going to look terrible. I'm going to have to move that garden center. But it actually, I think it looks okay nestled in there like that. This area used to be an apple orchard. Apples are my native fruit, and so I wanted to have a place where I could quickly go grab some apples if I needed to move anything. But they're gone now to make room for, I wanted to have a little bit more space here to do a little garden, and I thought that these flags made the cutest little garden markers. So I didn't want these plants to grow, so I just left them in their little containers and dropped them on the ground to look like maybe I'm about to plant them. On my daughter's island, we planted the trees really close together, thinking that they were so close that they wouldn't grow, but some of them actually did grow, so that's not a great idea. I adore this sink. This is the plain sink, and I just love it. And so I customized it to be like this, and I think there used to be something beside it. I might have taken it for another, I think I stole something here. Anyhow, this is my little garden area. And now we're coming up to one of two neighborhoods. So I have two neighborhoods in this island. Oh, I should show the map. Duh. Let's show the map. So as you can see, it's really developed. There aren't many green spaces left in this island, but I have Dom and Octavian. I have my husband, Zell, Beau, Re-Ment, Greta, Felicity, Judy, Coco, and Tia. So let's see. This is, whose house is this? This is Judy's house, of course. This is Judy. Judy is my newest island resident, and I found her, she came to my campsite, and I thought I was all done with my villagers. I felt like I liked the mix that I had. And I had a cute little sock monkey here named Shari, and I really loved Shari, but her character was kind of bland. I really liked her aesthetic, and I loved the inside of her house, but she wasn't really funny or fun. She was just kind of blah. So when Judy came, I thought, oh, Judy's going to be more fun to interact with than Shari, so I let Shari go. I really loved the inside of her house. It was so pretty. She had a purple theme, so I planted purple flowers all around her house. And I think it's kind of cute that Judy, the inside of her house is so kid-like, as you can see. I just better say hello to her since I came into her house. Hello. It's Judy. And I'm Mercy Tiara. Fate brought us together. Aw, Judy, you're so sweet. I will stop by and say hello. So the inside of her house is so cutesy little kid, but I left the outside of her house decorated for Shari, which is kind of a little bit more sophisticated, and I really like that contrast. I think it's kind of fun, and she has a beach yard as well, so she's got some pink lawn chairs set out there, or beach chairs, whatever you call them. Now, this is Tia's house, and a frog used to live here, so I made sure that I moved this waterfall so that it came here, and I also, these rocks are kind of reminiscent of lily pads. Like they're not, but it just kind of gave that kind of look. And then this pond here actually has a frog on it. And I had all green decorations, like there's a green pillow, and the clothing, that blue and red shirt was actually green. And so when Tia moved in, I met Tia on, how did I meet Tia? I think I found her on Nook Miles Island. So Huck wanted to leave, and I went and found Tia. And Tia's house, she's a little, she likes doing housework. And her house is really cute. I like it when their houses are homey, as opposed to like themes. I had a lot of people on my island who have outdoor houses, and I don't like that very much. So Felicity's house is like that, and Dom's house is like that, I think. This is Zell. He's another really underrated character. I adore Zell. He's so suave and stylish and cool. He's very similar to Re-Ment, but just different enough. So far I'm keeping them. When I first got Re-Ment, I thought, can I have both Re-Ment and Zell? Look at him. But I decided to keep them both, to finish my thought there. But I decorated this house. I left most of it because elephants like the water too. So I left most of it frog-like, but I changed some of the details to be more of Tia's aesthetic. So I re-customized. I had like the nesting dolls here. I had the green version out, so I put this version out. It looks more like Tia, and I customized the pillow here and the shirt on the clothing line. And this tea set, I have a better tea set, I just haven't put it out yet. So I'll put a little blue and pink tea set out there that I have. And this is Dom's house. So Dom, of course, has this really cute rainbow aesthetic. So I put some rainbow flowers out here and a cupcake, and I made his pillow be rainbow. And he likes to work out, so I put some workout stuff and the protein shake right there. And this house was decorated for Carrie, who was a kangaroo, and she was all into oranges and reds, and so this was all very orangey, oranges and yellows, and so this was all very natural looking, but I left it and just put like the touches of the rainbow because I really liked how it looked. I really especially loved the look of that cacao tree back there. And she shares the waterfall with Tia, and it's just really, he shares the waterfall with Tia, so that's really cool. Now Octavian, I was very excited to get Octavian. He came to my island at the campsite probably 3 times, and I said no to him all 3 times. Then I found him on Nook Miles tickets and said no to him a couple of times, and then finally I said yes to him. I felt like he just wanted to be on my island so much, I better let him in. So Octavian is very interesting because he wears this cool black and gold t-shirt. Oh, he's crafting. And look at the inside of his house. He obviously is obsessed with aliens. And so let's just talk to him here and get a recipe from him. This player doesn't have many recipes, so whatever it is he's making, I'm sure I'll need it. Are you going to give me a recipe? I'm making a... Oh, I didn't see it. I pressed... What did you say? A deer scare. Okay. I can't think of what that is, but I need it. So yes, please. I think it's the little bamboo thing that moves in the wind. I don't remember. All right, so that's Octavian, and so he's got this, he's red, of course, and he has this black and gold t-shirt and definite kind of interest in aliens. So I made up a character, like a personality for him. My theory is that he's a conspiracy theorist, kind of like Mulder. I used to have an X-Files area on this island, but I took it apart, so this is what's left of my desire to do like alien conspiracy theory on my island. So he has this electronics set out here, I made his roses red, gold, and black to kind of go with the color scheme of him and his clothing. And I put more outside of his house on the other side of the brick wall. He is the only villager who has this brick wall around him because he's more concerned with privacy than the other islanders are. Because he has this secret project that he's working on. There's this electronics kit out on the table that he's working on, and he's actually building some type of a space summoning device here. This is the lunar landing DIY that I made. I made it for my X-Files area, and when I took apart the X-Files area, I just put it in my storage. But when he came out, I also had this throwback rocket. So when he came to my island, I thought, I'm going to give him all this stuff and make him be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. He's a little paranoid and suspicious and into the paranormal. I love that about him. I just adore him. So you could keep going this way, and let's do that. I was going to bring you a different way. So this is my random, what do I call this? This is my flower garden bakery area. And so this is where I was throwing all of my flowers as I renovated my island, and then I just gradually put flowers back where I needed them, but I ended up with a whole bunch of extra flowers here. So I also had these cute tables and chairs that I didn't know where to put, so I just plopped them down here. And then one day I thought, this area is just pretty nice just with the waterfalls. So I thought I'd just leave it as it is. I added some circles here just to give you a pathway to walk on, and I put half circles or rounded circle squares, rectangles or whatever I just put them under where the table and chairs were. But this really literally just landed the way that it landed with very little planning, but I kind of like it. I stuck a stall here with some cakes on it. Those are cake hats, and put this over here. And this was still here from before. There used to be an orchard nearby, so that's what that's there for. And I added that shelf, that DIY shelving unit there. And so this is where the video is going to get quite laggy as I go up to see my school. So I have some school uniforms, or what I think of as school uniforms, right here outside of the school, and the school flag, which I can't decide if it's going to be this flag or that flag. I think this is the flag that I like better. So you walk in, and this school was highly borrowed and copied. Inspired is giving myself too much credit. I more copied many parts of this from an island I saw on YouTube, and I don't even know the user's name. But if I ever make this video public, I'll put the information in the information section below, because I did save the YouTube link. And so this desk configuration is pretty much exactly what she had in her school. And it is changed because I was working with a different size space than she had. And I didn't use the bookshelves as much as she did. I used more of these panels, simple panels. But I copied this idea for the window that she had with the layered brick wall and hedges. She did that. That was not my own idea. So you come in, and this is kind of like the main office that you see first, where, the principal's helper, like receptionist or whatever person is there. Maybe the principal sits there. I always say this is where the kids go when they're in trouble, when they're sent to the office. And then through here is a science class. And I put lots of different things on the tables. And it was really nice to use these lecture hall furniture that kept falling from the sky. And I was like, what on earth am I going to do with lecture hall stuff? I have a better whiteboard than this now, so I'm going to replace this. And I just realized that the skeleton does this. Look, he scares you. I wonder if this guy does something. I noticed that on my other island. Nah, he doesn't do anything. He just stands there with his organs hanging out. So here is the hallway where we have a lot of lockers and another set of chairs. These are some common use computer stations and a fan. And this is like the students' lounge area where they can go to hang out and study in between classes if they have a free period. I put the trophy cabinet behind there so that it didn't look like that couch was going to fall off the edge of the building. There's a little drink machine right there. And then back here we have the little kids room, the little kids Or maybe it's big kids art, right? It's an art class. I think I should think of this as like a high school. This is their art class, and they're all working on different pieces of art. And then there's a little class hamster. I think that's why I wanted it to be a little kids class, because there's a hamster, the box of tissues. And I copied the idea of putting an apple on the teacher's desk from that YouTube video. And the mom's pencil holder is perfect for a classroom, like absolutely perfect. I have another version of it now that's less pink, and so I think I'm going to bring that in. And so if we go back down the hall here, there's another classroom. This is like a lecture hall, so it doesn't have tables. It's just like one of those places that you just sit and you do your notes. I'm imagining the kind of chairs where the little tiny half tables kind of flip up and flip down when you're not using them. This is the art history lecture room. And yeah, so there's that. I'm really limited. Red has only come to my island a handful of times, so I don't have very much art. I try to visit at least twice because I go in as my main character, and then I go in as my second character, and then I'll get my kids to come too, if they're willing to come and buy me art from Red when he's there. So this is the unfinished cafeteria area. I'm going to use the rope fencing to make a line here that you can go to and order your food. And I have to spread out these tables a little bit. And I have more of what could be school uniforms here that I might put throughout the school. And then this would be like the outdoor gym area. So I don't have a basketball. I only have a volleyball. So I put the volleyball here. And some seats for benches, and I don't know what else I'm going to do here, but it's going to be like a little, I don't know, outdoor socialized teenager area. And then there's a juice bar, which was designed to be entered from this angle, so I might need to put some more signage on the other side. But so you kind of come here, and there's this little fruit-themed juice bar with seating over here, and I really like using these palm tree lights in this area. And there's a water dispenser and a little blender and more signage here. And I just think that this area is fun. I used to have menus on the tables, but I took them off because I really like the orange table. I like to just see that it's an orange if it was covered up too much with drinks and stuff. So there's that. And this is, again, sorry, I know it's very, very laggy, but this is where we entered the school. So let's go back, because remember I said you could go two different ways. Let's go back. So up here, this is Beau's house, and I haven't decorated Beau's house. I haven't redecorated it, so it used to be someone else's house, and it was Tipper the cow, and she had beautiful white roses here and lots of it was very fancy. And this is Zell's house, so he has a very masculine, kind of a little bit of a chic look to it. This I only have his laundry hanging out because I thought that laundry thing was very masculine. There's not too many masculine things in the game. So this is going to be all kind of woodsy, hopefully, and like I'm going to put log furniture and that sort of thing. I haven't decided what kind of flowers to put on that flower bed yet. If you go through here, you will get to this area, and you need a ladder to get down there, and I've already used all my inclines, so I can't put an incline here. And this used to be my X-Files area. It's my private beach. Sorry, you can't really see where I'm at here, but this used to be like my little X-Files. I had creepy conspiracy theory, supernatural kind of stuff here, but it's going to be my pirate area if ever, what's his name? Gulliver comes to my island. He hasn't been there yet, although he might have been on a day that I didn't pay attention to my beaches. He's probably been here by now, but I haven't encountered him yet. So I'm going to put pirate and gold stuff here, and so that's what that looks like. You can get down there, but not this way. You have to go through my little market area, my city market area. And then I have like an orchard. And again, you have to use a ladder to get up there. That's my orchard. I usually go this way. I'll just show it. I won't go up there because it's just literally trees that you can get fruit from. And then this is one of my favorite parts of the island. This is just above where my garden bakery is. This is my little coffee bar area. And I love this area. I love coming here to order a grande non-fat latte, which is my Starbucks order. Oops. And I didn't have the den desk. I noticed that lots of people use the den desk for these sorts of table and bar serving areas. So I just flipped I flipped the fireplace around. Now here I left the fireplace as a fireplace because a lot of coffee shops have a little fireplace in them around here. So I thought that was kind of fitting. You can't sit on these chairs. I just didn't have enough space to make them. And I'd like to have purple flowers on that other area. If you're wondering why it's not symmetrical, it's because I couldn't push this table in properly if there are flowers there. So I just left it like that. So this goes nowhere. It basically is like a little walk around for my school. I'm going to plant some flowers up there when I develop the cafeteria. Another little kind of gardening area that's just for maintenance people for the island. And I already showed you back there, and I showed you Sel's place. And now let's go see the market, but before we do, let's go across and check out the Zen area. So this is my Zen area. I moved some stuff. There were some things here, but they got in the way of me being able to get weeds and fossils out of these trees that sometimes they pop up at. So this is where you can sit and hang out. And I think I'm going to customize these, like I'm going to wait until the fall, but in the fall, I'm going to pick up all of this bamboo stuff and customize it to the smoked bamboo. So that it's like that beautiful dark reddish brown color. That'll be nice. And I might change the flooring out then because then it might be too dark. And so this market area is highly borrowed and inspired by lots of market areas that are posted on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. And so this is not my idea at all, but I just loved the idea and wanted one for my island. It's just very crowded, and I wanted to have to kind of go back and forth like you do in a real market. And I put generators in two different places so that it's loud. So there's a generator right there, and then there's another generator kind of further down right around here. It's kind of hidden amongst all the stalls. And so I wish that there's that generator. I wish that you could like change the angle, but part of the beauty of this is that, you know, it can be really crowded and it doesn't really matter what the things are. They're just going to give you that feeling of it being busy. And that's how you get down to my private beach, which is again, there's going to be this little side area here that is going to be like pirate stuff. And I can do some terraforming. It looks like I'm probably going to need some more space if it ends up being really big. And so the terraforming will help me have a better view of it. So we're almost done. 34 minutes, holy moly, it's a long one. But we are almost done. I have a couple of beach areas to show, but not many. And then my second neighborhood. Okay, so here's my other garden, my other rainbow garden. I said I love rainbow gardens. I have this fairly large one here, and this gap is for green mums, which I don't have yet. I've been trying to make green mums. Actually, I haven't checked on my flowers. They're one of those top tier in the back of my island that I don't have an incline going to, so I have to use a ladder to get to it. But like you've already seen this beach area, and then this is not, like the beach area isn't developed, but this is right beside the beach. It's like a little swimming area here. And you can just kind of rest and relax on these beach beds. And oh, I hate the music, but let's turn it on. There you go. I like this. I happened to get this in my Nook store. Like This is my favorite of the teacup rides. I like the bright, colorful one the best, so I was really pleased that I have that. One of my daughters has the pastel one, and my other daughter has the Alice in Wonderland version, and they're cute too. So then I have this little wedding area here, which you can kind of have a seat if you get there too early, and you can let them know that you're here, and the MC or maitre d' or whatever you call this guy is there to kind of tell you what to do. You want to sign the wedding book before you go in, and then go down and have a seat and watch the bride and groom get married. There's a little lighting and video area here. I wish I had a regular video camera, but I could only find the red one. So that's what I've got. Someday, if I ever find a video even if I don't even know if the game has one, but if there's a black video camera, I'd rather have that. And there's a harp here that sounds beautiful. And I just love this area. This was, this peninsula was a elevated grandstand with a staircase going up to it and all kinds of musical instruments up top. But my islanders never went to it. I tried to put music up there to entice them to go up, and they just would never go to it. So I just thought that was a waste of space. I don't really have much on my beach here. Oops, I'm walking around some rocks here. So this is my second neighborhood area. So we have Felicity's house. Again, we ran into Felicity at the beginning of the video. She's my favorite. Yeah, she's definitely my favorite. And she has an orange aesthetic. She's a redhead, so her hair is orange. And I just went with orange here. Every kind of orange tree, orange flowers, and anything orangey. So I even moved these shrubs when it became clear that they were orange. I recently did some extra terraforming here to put some decorations in between my houses. So these are new, like what I'm standing next to right now, and also this thing right here. Just some little aesthetics to add to my island to give it a bit of a cozier look. It was a little bit, my island is pretty crowded, so there's not much space for just decorations. This is Greta's house, and my gosh, the inside of it is gorgeous. I wish you could see it. I feel like doing a little video, like a little villager appreciation video where I just kind of like highlight all of my favorite villagers and their personalities and their houses and how I decorated their yards. But Felicity and Greta live right here, and they're living a pretty good life. I adore this TV tray, the green one. It's my very favorite. I'm so lucky that it dropped out of the sky one day. Then we have the other side of my waterfall. So we're back to the center of town, and here is up above behind Greta, and I haven't decorated this. This is the extra terraforming I just did. So Greta's backyard used to be square, but who uses that space behind a house? You can't even see it, right? So I just decided to terraform it, and then I can put a little bit more decorations right here because these areas felt a little bit too crowded. This is Raymond's house. And I have just a little chair and a typewriter because he has that office theme inside of his house. And I have another little table here with some documents on it. This used to be Whitney's house. Let's go in and see who's in it now. It's Coco. I love Coco. She's like one of my favorites. I have her amiibo card, so I actually invited her. I didn't know how I feel. I really like going Nook Mile villager hunting. It's really, really fun. So I didn't really want to use an amiibo, but I just love her so much that I thought, I'm not going to wait to find her. I'm just going to put her on my island. So her house is not as nice as I'd like it to be, but it definitely fits with her theme. So it's very minimalistic and vacant, which she looks very vacant too, but she's just so adorable. I love, love, love her. So her yard is still decorated for Whitney. So Whitney wore a blue dress, and I just went with the blue theme for Whitney. So I need to redecorate Coco's house, poor thing. And over here, I feel like I want to put like a little gnomey area. So I put a little a little wood stove for the gnomes. And then up here is my campsite, way up at the top. Way up. It overlooks. If the camera would only, I wish that the camera would rotate, but you could see the whole island from here if it would. But so I went with just orange windflowers in my campsite, and that's the way it was in the other version of my island before I did all the terraforming and had more kind of visual interest on my island. My island was kind of boring before. I did film it before I changed it, so I can go back and see it, but it was very, very different. So the only other area, there's a beach that you haven't seen, and then there's this area over here that's basically just a playground. And this is where I relocated all of my instruments, and the islanders often will play the instruments or sing in this area now. So I love this area. And also, this was something that I did when I first unlocked terraforming at the very, very beginning of the game. I made this in the center. It was in front of residential services. And I just didn't, when I renovated my island, it's basically completely different now than it was before, but I just didn't want to lose this, so I recreated it here. I like that there's just this piece of the past in my island. And then this is my little playground area, and I haven't done anything with this space over here. You can't really see it because of the trees on the campsite, so I might just leave this wilderness. Your island doesn't have to have something everywhere. Says the person with the laggiest island ever. So if this video ever goes live, and if you know the answer to this question, please tell me. My island is really laggy, and I understand why. I know that I've got a lot of stuff, especially in the school area. But also, I play on a Nintendo Switch Lite. This island is on a Switch Lite. So I'm wondering if that might be part of the reason too. If the Switch Lite has less memory, it might be more laggy than it needs to be, is what I'm kind of wondering. So if you know the answer to that, let me know. If I ever post this video to be public. Oh, right, my beach area. So there was the other place that you haven't seen is the beach area. And I wanted this to be like almost like an enchanted beach. Oh, that's quite a nice shot right there with the waterfall in the background, isn't it? And with Greta's house. That's quite nice. So I put lots of star lamps, and I haven't fixed the design, like the ground here. Oh, it actually turned out okay. I replaced what I used to use for my stone pathing with a different one, and I think I got the order wrong, so some of them are out of place. And there's a little picnic area, and then lots of flamingos over here. And I use lots of those yellow hyacinth plants. They're my favorite flower. Well, I shouldn't say my favorite, but those yellow hyacinths are one of my favorites. I love, love, love them. So very yellow and pink and green theme over here. I was planning to get Flora for my island, and we have the amiibo card for her, but I decided against it. I was going to put all of those flamingos in her yard, and that's why I was collecting them, but so I dumped them all there. So then there's another beach area over here outside of my house. So this is kind of like my beach. It used to be different. I used to have palm trees behind this area that kind of separated and made this place look a little bit more secluded. Like right now you see a lot of sky, right? Like it's very open, and the palm trees behind the hedges, I just put patches of sand and planted a whole bunch of palm trees. It gave it a really nice closed in cozy feel, but I didn't like the way that the palm trees blocked my yard here, so most of my yard was useless, or well, you couldn't see it. And so now that you can actually see my yard, I put in a little pond, and I use this pathway all the time because I go out and basically cut through my yard to get to Nook's Cranny. And it's nice that fish spawn in that pond, because I used to have a pond that fish never spawned in. So and then here we are in the restaurant. So that's my island. Thank you so much for watching, and have a really great day.